Yo, what's up, people? Today is Friday, 9/9/2022, and just wanted to go over today on what happened with Euro dollar. There was a couple things happening, and it was actually a pretty good day to take trades here. There was one trade came out at a loss with Euro dollar, and then there was another trade with pound dollar. I'm pretty much gonna do just the euro dollar here, and I'll mention the other two currencies I was watching, which is pound dollar and dollar CAD. And so, anyways, let's go over that now. Mainly with euro dollar, I saw that it had gone up to this daily and was also a weekly fair value gap here. Let me just go ahead and show you that right now. Go here, and so you can see right there, it got up into that area. And so when I saw that, I mean, you could see that happening in London session. There was news around 5 a.m. Eastern, and you can see the market go down. There's the setup here, which it's a beautiful setup. And I wish I'd be awake here. I may just have to start waking up when there's some news event happening. The only thing is that you got, this is what, 5 a.m. and then you gotta wait. Would have had to wait like a full hour, or probably not even a full hour, or actually, yeah, because this is 6 a.m. at this point. That's Eastern time. And so when you place the fib, I'd place my pending order at that 50% retracement. Because of this, I would have liked to have been here. And this is what I mean. Like, you can't. I like to be on here placing the trade, placing the order. However, I could just set a rule where I could just place my order at the 50%, and if market goes in here and hits that, then there you go, I get hit. And then you can see first targets get hit right here to take sell stops down here. But anyways, in a perfect world, I don't trade London session at this moment, but you can see it rejected this area. Very, very nice. And so the market came down, took out London session lows. And so initially, when I saw this whole area get taken out, my bias was to the downside. And because it was a Friday, usually it can run quite a bit. Now I understand ICT does mention you don't want to be trading Fridays, especially if you already placed your trades on, or as a matter of fact, if you didn't do anything from Monday through Wednesday, then there's, just don't trade on Thursdays or Fridays. And so, anyways, I do trade. I still trade Thursday, Fridays. Not as active. I like to look at A setups. And so, anyways, this happened here today where we got right after. So this was 8:30 news happened. The market came down. We rallied, and then we came straight right back down. When I see candles like this, I don't count them because it's inside of the body here, and so I just count them as, if you've seen my other videos on how I enter, I like to count as anywhere from 2 to 3 candles. This is 1, 2. I don't count this one because it's inside of this bigger candle here. So that's 1, 2, and then this is 3. We broke down in here, and then this came down here. I figured the market was setting this up for a double bottom, and you can see it actually did happen. It happened exactly as how I wanted it to see it. Here's my arrow line here where I outlined that this created a double relative equal lows, and unfortunately this thing ran above at 62.5. I had my stop just above 60. I think I had like 61.5 or something, and I got stopped out right there. And so it was actually, it's very unfortunate because it is the last day of the week. I'm obviously still doing the challenge, and I know I still got about 20 to 19 days available due to the extension, so that's awesome. But as you can see, losses still occur. They can occur, and it is what it is. I personally, I believe ICT does have a stop above this candle here or this candle here. Any one of those two, according to his videos, would be great. The market rallied pretty hard right before stock market open, and I wasn't really expecting this type of move to rally this hard. I figured if it would have rallied, it would have just stopped right under this one here, and that didn't happen. So it finally hit this fair value gap that was in the six. This is a fair value gap on the 60-minute, right in here. Let's go back to the 5-minute, and then you can see it rejected it, came back down, and then it went right back up in here. Didn't go above this level, and then it continued going lower, and then finally we took out these relative equal lows here and then here as well. Now, I didn't do anything after that. I did not get back in here. Again, I don't have any rules set for that. And then I was actually watching this little area here. Let me just draw it out. We took out sell stops, buy stops here, sell stops here. And the only thing is that we got a fair value gap in this little area here. And so, for me, I would have loved to have seen this show a fair value gap up in here. That would have been pretty good for me to consider re-entering again. And now that it's after the whole move, but even at this point, I would have loved to have seen this happen before New York kill zone closing. Meaning, instead of this happening here, I would have loved to for this to have happened inside this area here within the New York kill zone time, as opposed to after 10 a.m. Eastern. This is already London session, London close. This is a London PM session here, and so I'm not, I still wouldn't have done anything, but that would have been something to look at if I did. But anyways, so that's that. And so anyway, I was actually looking to hedge my position with pound dollar because I was seeing that get set up as well. So let me minimize euro dollar. Here is pound dollar. I'll actually go over that here. So we had taken on the daily, we had taken this area here, right? This daily low. We jumped higher, came down. We formed, a lot of little candles, and then finally today it went up, right? And then to me, because of that, I saw the setup on the opposite direction, and so if I was ready to hedge this position, especially because this was my setup here as well. The only thing that sucks here is that I didn't even get filled, and so that sucks. I had a fill at 66.5 or something on my MT4, and then on my Ninja Trader here, because I also placed a similar trades in here, I had a 67 fill. So yeah, 67, 66.5 or so. But anyways, because of the spread, I have a US broker, and then obviously I have the funding with my Forex funds. And even then, I think with my Forex funds, it's like a point something of like 0.5, 0.3 depending. And then I believe I was like just 0.03 points or decimal points from my order being triggered. And with Ninja Trader here on this side, the spreads are a lot higher. They're about 2 to 3 depending on what's going on in the market. It's usually like 2. It's usually 2, especially for pound dollar. Euro dollar is usually the best one. It's either 1 to 2 it spreads. And so anyways, I had placed my pending order, and I didn't even get hit here on euro dollar to go long on pound. And so you can see here we had a similar situation as euro dollar. The only thing is that it was a lot more bullish here for pound dollar. So I was okay with shorting euro dollar here, especially because we had already came into this fair value gap on the weekly, as opposed to the pound dollar. I was looking to buy that. And so I was actually okay with that. That hardly ever happens. If you're ever in a crossfire with that and you got to make a decision, I would just pick the best one and roll with that. For me, when this happened, I actually, let me see. Yeah, because when this happened, my euro dollar got filled. This one never got filled, so I left the euro dollar open. Once the 630 came in, all that stuff's when I got taken out on euro dollar. And then this one on pound dollar started working out. You can see that the market's started moving sideways here for a little bit, and it looked like it was going to come back down, and it didn't. It actually just continued going, and it would have hit target here. This whole fair value gap got filled. And so it sucks because my pending order just didn't get filled, and that would have put me up for the day here. And yeah, so that's pound dollar. Good old pound dollar, right? Didn't get filled by literally nothing. And then obviously, like I said, in my Ninja Trader, that one I was definitely off by about two peps or so. I just didn't get that due to the spread. And then my last one here is dollar CAD, where it came up to this fair value gap in here. And this is actually, let me see if I can show you guys. That's a 60-minute here, fair value gap that went up above. And then this level here, this was a London session area that was taken. And so I was looking to short right here. However, I was looking to short at this point, at this area before 10 a.m. closing. The reason why is because when I look for news, I like to look at news. I usually only place a trade if it happens an hour to an hour and a half after news. Meaning, if news was at 8:30 Eastern, at 10 a.m., that's pretty much, the end of New York session. And because of that, if there was news at 7 a.m., I would have placed this trade gladly, 100%. I would have placed it. You can see it working out, and it took a while for it to happen. Like I believe it took. Let me see if you can see my little ruler here that tells me how many points I would have risked. I was looking at it. It looks like it took about. This is about, so my target wouldn't have been till down here somewhere. It still hasn't even gone there. It's already been 3 hours. It's a Friday, late in the session. Obviously I didn't take it, but you can see it's just dabbling around. And to me, this looks like it's very heavy, and it could just possibly continue running higher instead of lower. But anyways, because New York session kill zone is done with, right, at 10 a.m. Eastern here, that's when the move happened. Because there was no news at 10 a.m. Eastern, that's why it's no longer valid for me anymore. I've gotten, bit in the butt here a few times for not waiting or for not looking for news setups instead. And I've mentioned this before, where if you get a setup but there's no news, it usually could mean the market's just going to continue, in the direction that's where you don't want to be. But anyways, because of that, it's taught me just to wait for setups when news is occurring, right? So you want to get in when news is happening and the market runs to take out a liquidity pool, and then you get your setup, right? And so like I said, this did take out this liquidity pool here within the time frame, but once we got to the 10 a.m., like I said, like that's pretty much the end of my trading. And because of that, there was no news at all after. I know there was news around 12 p.m. Eastern, but I'm definitely not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait for that. And that was just, that's pretty much it for me. But anyways, so that's it for today. I'm gonna be posting my weekly My Forex Funds Challenge review. That way you guys can see the loss that I took. And it was definitely about time. I think I was about 70. I was at 100% win ratio, and so this is gonna bring me down. But keep in mind, like at the end of the day, that doesn't even matter. What matters is that you follow the rules and that you stick to your plan, right? So, and then obviously it sucks that I didn't get filled on pound dollar. If not, that would have actually would have brought me up, on a pretty good, would have left me in a pretty good standing, with another W there. But I didn't get the win on the pound dollar. My orders never got filled, and it is what it is. So moving forward, I still have about, I think it's 19 days or 20 days on the challenge. I believe if I don't pass this, I can't ask for an extension. So, anyways, I'll mention that all on my weekly video for the Forex funds. This is just a recap of Euro Dollar. Thanks for watching, and you guys enjoy the weekend. Have a good one. I'll see you all next week.